These poems are dedicated to all those whose lives have been spent in bringing peace to this planet. Wherever you are, I bow my head. May peace be on this earth. We are all united with a thread of love. May each one of us realize the garland of life.
It's your decision. It's your decision. Nobody can make it for you. Society may try to dictate what you should do. When I was 18 years old, many moons ago, I decided to surf around the world. I just graduated from high school. Months before, I started a meditation practice. Mind you, back then, both of these were radical ideas to the core. Nobody could relate. A reasonable person would automatically go to college. Well, that was around 10 years later. My dear parents backed me up. They didn't quite understand why I was doing this, but they supported me. It was probably one of the best decisions in my life. My future foundation was built around these incredible travels. My insight into the world was dramatically changed by being in places I learned in school. For example, when the Soviets invaded Afghanistan, I laughed. People have been trying to conquer them for thousands of years. They are one of the friendliest people on earth. Yet, don't cross them. They are incredible warriors. When the computer revolution first started, I went back to school. It was love at first sight. 37 plus years later, I'm still surfing that way. It's still extremely challenging. You can never rest on your laurels. Each year, one must learn new ways of doing things. You definitely never get bored. It will test you every step of the way. Decisions are a part of life. My advice is to make conscious decisions. If you don't, you may be like leaves blowing in the wind. Even if you do make proper decisions, curveballs will be thrown at you. This is the fact of life. Life has its dualities. We can't escape it. Yet, if we understand this, it's so much easier to deal with. All things must pass. Greetings. The definition of greetings is as follows: a salutation at meetings, an expression of good wishes, regards, usually used in plural, holiday greetings. From the bottom of my heart, greetings, good wishes to all humankind. The world needs this, most certainly in this place and time. Chaos may be all around us, yet we have an inner buffer within that protects us. Come and sit by the fireplace within. Melt your mind into the warmth of the fire. The mind becomes ever so peaceful. Harmony and love are in the air. You may be stuck in the traffic jam of life. Internally, one resides in the peaceful cottage inside. All is calm. This is your natural state. This is who you truly are. Set aside your politics. Does it really matter? You can't change anyone except for yourself. Your true self is saying, greetings. It has been there for time immemorial. Mystics have been talking about this inner cottage for thousands of years. We have been caught up in the web of life and think that it is normal. How crazy that is. Yet we do it without knowing who we truly are. The truth needs no convincing, but somehow we do. What is it in us that doesn't want to feel the comfort of the fire within? I really can't answer that question for you. You must answer that for yourself. Maybe because we can't see it with your two eyes, we refuse to believe. Anyway, one day we'll take our last precious breath. We will then return to the cottage of life. Finally, we will feel the warmth of the fire. Why not do it when you are alive? This is only a suggestion. Grin. Equanimity. The definition of equanimity is as follows. 1. Evenness of mind, especially under stress. Nothing could disturb his equanimity. 2. Right disposition, balance, physical equanimity. Wow, have we ever as a society missed the mark? This is the definition of sin, to miss the target. The opposite is the bullseye. I love the evenness of mind, especially under stress. Did you know that anger creates over 1,500 harmful chemicals into your chemistry set? By the way, that's your own body. Stress harms both your body and mind. Both of them are affected by it. Over time, disease is a state of being constantly stressed out. No wonder when we get old, so many people complain about their ailments. Look, I'm not saying you will never get sick, but you can slow down the aging process. Mystics have strived for equanimity for thousands of years. The Buddhists have even documented the various states of mind of being tranquil. Modern-day scientists recently have joined on with this ancient bandwagon. Balance is the key. Having the right disposition is the key. It seems like Patanjali, the Buddhists, and Jains were right. A calm body and calm mind are the secrets of life. I was talking to a dear old friend yesterday. Somehow we brought up the subject that human beings only see and hear only 1% of the light spectrum. The universe is singing to us while we are texting on the freeway of life. Isn't that ironic? Brahmanan said, I have witnessed such a great wonder. A well suspended in the sky from which ambrosia ceaselessly flows. A lame person climbs to it without any ladder and drinks jugs of that nectar. Gong, conches, and kettle drums ring out without being played by anyone. The deaf hears them and becomes ecstatic. They lose track of body and mind. Up there is a palace without foundation, which is radiant with light. The blind seize it and are so overjoyed they can't stop talking about it. In that place, a person dies, yet continues to live and has strength without eating food. Brahmanan says that only a rare soul can understand his tale. True equanimity exists inside of you. You are the universe. You just don't know it. Emptiness. Good old Webster's dictionary defines emptiness as follows. 1. The state of containing nothing. The vast emptiness of space. Yet, this may seem like there is emptiness in space, but the entire universe is alive. You are the universe. You just don't know it. All of creation comes from emptiness. Just think we have the number 1. Yet, if you add 1 trillion zeros to it, the mind will short circuit. This is the number after only adding 30 zeros to it. 1, 0, 0, 0. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, which is a non-Nichnillian. Infinity is staring us in the face with mathematics. Yet we think is emptiness is actually a web of love tying us all together. Mystics have known this for literally thousands of years. You have a telescope built in. All the wisdom and knowledge lies within. You are a part of the zero. Does that excite you, or is that dear old Richard on his soapbox again? Plug your hand into an electrical socket and you will get shocked. Mystics have plugged themselves into the internal electrical socket of love and have been shocked. Imagine living in that state constantly. That is your true nature. Yet the goal isn't to have your head in the clouds only. That would leave the world in an unpractical state of being. Yet combine feet on the ground and head in heaven, and you have a glorious place. The solution has always been there. It is always staring us both internally and externally. It is the humblest of the humble. It is the mightiness of the mighty. It's only by your will can you solve this puzzle. What a glorious day it is. You and I are alive. It's another miraculous day in creation. Emptiness 2. The world is empty and void of meaning. Life is empty and has no meaning. This, my friend, is when we get lost. Yesterday we reflected on the meaning of emptiness when one discovers the jewel within. Life truly has meaning and purpose. Yet so many people live their lives in dread and being bored to death. The difference is the state of mind. Your mind can be your best friend or your worst enemy. We have never been taught how to train it in our schools. Consequently, huge ramifications take place in our lives. We live our life like leaves scattered in the wind. We go through the ups and downs of life. A wise man learns how to live in the center of the hurricane. Much of humanity lives in the hurricane forces of the mind. You can see this all over the place. Chaos seems to rule this world. We think it is perfectly normal. Why? Because we are wearing tainted glasses. We think that is normal sight. Because we feel totally empty, we do things we shouldn't do. We get addicted to so many different things. From these addictions, our minds and bodies are in a state of dis-ease, which leads to chronic disease. We grow old far before our time. Mankind tries to fill their emptiness externally. It's like a ghost drinking whiskey and never gets satisfied. As I said many times before, the operating system is in place. The hardware and software were installed since the day you were born. You just have to turn on the inner computer. This is called inner concentration. A great teacher once said, meditation is perfect concentration upon a perfect point. How elegantly said. How full are you in your life? Are you hungry for an answer? Consciousness. When I was young, I probably wouldn't believe that I would someday talk about consciousness. It wasn't even in my train of thought. It sounded so intellectual and technical. Brilliant research scientists studied consciousness. They all had brilliant minds. Yet take a look at a newborn baby. Wow, That is consciousness. No words need to be spoken. The parents are in absolute awe. A miracle is born, and it's alive. Now that's consciousness manifested into a human form. Nothing is grander than that. But somewhere along the way, the baby slowly loses its innocence. It takes in the good, bad, and ugly. It stores all of this into the subconscious just like a hard drive. The operating system, hardware and software, slowly changes over time. While the child is 10 years old, the subconscious runs around 95% of the show. Yet, we are never aware of it. How sad that is. We have lost touch with our true nature. We are asleep driving on the freeway of life. Yet this external dream will soon fade away like a thief into the night. We check into this motel of life, and the next day we check out. Our life seems like an eternity, yet it's just a flicker in time. Our current workforce is driven by so much stress. The bottom line is profits are saving money to the workers' expense. Common sense is uncommon. The owners don't see you as an individual. You are just a number. Jeff Bezos is worth over $201 billion. Just think with that money, every citizen in Canada would have 5,583,033 cents. You could buy 6,700,000 cars at $30,000 each, or 1,500,000 houses at $200,000 each. If you could save $100,000 a year, it would take you 2,010,000 years to save $201 billion. We need to take care of our fellow man. You are a living miracle. You are a living miracle. What can I say? Every step you take is a miracle. Every breath you take is a miracle. This human body is a miracle. Your mind is a miracle. Your soul is a miracle. Being in a state of awe is a miracle. Being kind and loving is a miracle. Having a true friend is a miracle. Being able to meditate is a miracle. Gathering wisdom is a miracle. The precious food we eat is a miracle. The fresh air we take in is a miracle. The water we drink is a miracle. Being healthy with a sound mind is a miracle. Riding a wave on the water is a miracle. Your precious dog or cat is a miracle. Having shelter during a storm is a miracle. Taking a walk in nature is a miracle. Watching a sunset or sunrise is a miracle. Looking at the stars at night is a miracle. Gazing eyes at your lover is a miracle. Your children are a miracle. Slowing down and being in the moment is a miracle. This life is filled with miracles in every moment. Count your blessings. Miracles are taking place right before your eyes. Learn to see and appreciate them. Before we know it, we will disappear into the sunset. Life is short, my friend. Live it like there is no tomorrow. Because in reality, there is no tomorrow. Hello, my friend. Hello, my friend. This life is a divine play. We are all actors, yet we think this stage is real. We get so involved in our parts, we have forgotten who we truly are. Some of us play melodrama parts, while some laugh through life. This is a cosmic joke. Humor exists everywhere in the universe. We are the serious ones. The universe is not serious nor somber. You don't have to sacrifice your life to the universe. You don't have to fast or do penance. You don't have to be a priest. You don't have to give up the luxuries of this world. You don't have to be poor. You can still drink your beer and party in life. Yet smile and have fun every step of the way. See the humor in the good, bad, and ugly. Discover the jewel within. Make your breath your best friend. Nobody probably told you that. It was never taught in schools. Behind your breath lies the keys to the universe. The same breath that is keeping you alive is keeping the universe alive. You are never alone. At times we act like we are. We get lonely and sad. Mystics are never lonely. They are not special. Yet moment by moment, they focus on the breath. Mind you, it's the same breath you take moment by moment. The difference is they are aware and you are not. That is the difference between night and day. How can one be lonely when the entire universe exists inside of you? Yet we act out on the stage and are texting as if that message is the most important thing in the universe. Do you get my drift? Lonely ones pay attention solely to the world. A wise man pays attention to the external and internal. Worry versus gratitude and trust. Worry versus gratitude and trust. Sometimes when I program, I tend to worry. Imagine having to make a tremendous amount of changes. They have huge consequences. Just one mistake and the program will bomb. Yet worrying never solves the thing. Yet the mind doesn't care less. It keeps on worrying. But if the mind focuses on gratitude and trust, this is the difference between night and day. This is a practical path. Worry can be tremendously lessened by being in a state of gratitude and trust. Yes, even if you cause bugs to happen, which they will, one can be of a calm mind. All things must pass. Everything works out in the end. One must be patient. Gratitude and trust is a heightened state of awareness. The universe trusts us, so we must trust the universe. This can be very subtle. We think we are alone, which we are not. By being in a state of loneliness, we are in contact with our inner being. This makes life quite difficult. The most practical and sane thing to do is to constantly remember the power behind your breath. This will bring you into a heightened state of awareness. Gratitude and trust live there. The mind hones into its natural state and melts into peace and contentment. This is how the great masters of the past walked in the world. That same shelter exists inside of you. The only difference is that they have dwelled there moment by moment. You can too. It's only by your will and practice. Nobody gets a free ride. They have to do the same steps you have to do. They showed us it could be done. And an healthy state of being causes pain to the body and mind. A healthy mind leads to a healthy body. A healthy body leads to a healthy mind. Ponder this over. Zen. It seems like Madison Avenue likes to use the word or image of Zen to sell you stuff. Zen cannot be bought or sold. Zen is a state of mind. People say that Zen is emptiness, but in the state of emptiness comes creation. From so-called nothing brings forth a seed. From a seed sprouts a baby tree. From that baby tree springs forth over thousands of years a mighty sequoia. You don't have to be a Zen Buddhist to experience the Zen-like state. It exists inside of you. This is your true nature. Yes, I say this a lot, but it's true. You are magnificent. You are the seed. You are the sequoia tree. In your true state, you are already enlightened. You are the universe. You just don't know it. Do these words excite you? Or this is good old Richard on his soapbox? The ironic thing is these words are true. We are just wearing cloudy glasses. We may or may not have a great external vision, yet our internal vision misses the mark. all our problems today are because we have lost our inner vision. We have no internal wisdom. When each of us discovers the jewel within, life on earth will change. Do you think that if our society discovers the jewel, I don't have to do my part? Peace on earth begins with you. It is your responsibility to change this world. Kindness will go a long ways towards that. The Zen-like state embodies kindness to the core. Kindness is the foundation of life. Our leaders think kindness is weak, yet kindness is the greatest force in the universe.